Hi, I'm Keith. I'm back again on my channel Attack from Down Under. Today's video, I'm just going to do a record collecting and CD collecting update. So I'm clearing the way. I'm just going to show you all the non-metal things that I've picked up lately. I've got a pile of things to show you. Just clearing the way for my next video, or the one after that, which will be hopefully all my heavy metal collection finds, because I've got a few things coming from Bandcamp, from things from UK. I've got things coming from America as well. So hopefully that'll all arrive at the right time. I also got a few things yesterday. So this one is just basically records and stuff I don't think I've shown you, and just stuff I've listened to. So the first one is Seventh Star, Tony Iommi's album. Well, it's mainly him. It was originally supposed to be his first solo album. There was some pressure put to bear by the record company, of course, and they wanted the Black Sabbath name on it. So he relented. Hopefully that would sell more, I guess they thought. And yep, Glenn Hughes is the singer, the Seventh Star. I've just seen this shown a few times lately on videos, and I thought I've got to pull that out and give it more listens. And yeah, it's a great album. So that first side's a really good side. I think it's maybe stronger than the second side, but I'm glad that I gave this a listen. It was just in my collection and a bit forgotten, so I'm giving that more spins at the moment. Of course, that's the on the Vertigo Starship for that one. Had that one for quite a while. And while I was at it with that, I thought I'd give this a few more tries. Black Sabbath 13. There's been a bit of time since this come out. Maybe I'll appreciate that more. That one there. So yeah, I'll show you some CDs as well. One there. So I blasted this quite a bit when it first came out, but haven't had much reason to go back and revisit it. So get into that a bit more. Some of these next ones were just ones I've got at the charity shop. They're usually $1, these CDs, but for some reason they were 50 cents. And then a week later when I came back, they'd put up the prices for most of the CDs, like $5. So I don't know what's happening there, but this one here I got for 50 cents. It's a Manic Street Preachers, the Welsh rock band, which was formed in 1986. I heard quite a few people talk about how good they are. I don't know much about them. I know the song, If You Tolerate This, Your Children Will Be Next. I know that song. I do like that song. And number 17, Suicide is Painless, the theme from MASH. Of course, I know that one. So that's one that's probably going to go in the car. Haven't listened to that. Manic Street Preachers Greatest. It's actually 2 CDs, this one. So that was just a cheap pickup there. Another one, I've been looking for this for quite a while on vinyl, and it's always really beat up, well played, because it's just got some great rock tunes on it. This is Bad Company, 10 from 6, and it's just got the picks, I guess 10 from their first 6 albums, I guess it is, 10 from 6. So every song on here is a banger, a good one, all the hits. I've actually seen Paul Rodgers in concert, and some of the songs on here he did live. He did them really well. Of course, I remember he did Shooting Star, he did Bad Company, Feel Like Making Love. but this is a really good compilation, and I think it's going to be reissued shortly. So that was another cheap pickup. Another one, I think I got this for nothing. I think I just found this sort of in just take it away type bin. This is Lightning Hopkins. Lightning Hopkins is probably one of my favorite blues guys. He was born in 1912. He's a blues singer, he's a songwriter, and he is actually a guitarist from Centerville, Texas. Very prolific blues singer. And it's not known exactly how many songs he did record, but it could be upwards to 1,000 songs during his career. This has got Come Back Baby, Back to New Orleans, Katie May's a good one. And I'm trying to find some vinyl from Lightning Hopkins. One just recently got away from me that I was bidding on. But yeah, I need more blues in my collection, and Lightning Hopkins is very good. Another one, this was another 50 center, Kings of Leon, and the album is Youth and Young Manhood. I've got quite a few of their CDs. Songs on here I know is Molly's Chambers, Holy Roller, Novocaines on this one. They're just a good southern rock band. It's got sort of a bit hard to see their artwork on there. Another cheap one. This finally arrived. It actually arrived pretty quick, I must say. I ordered this from Steve Stevens' website. He's a guitarist and done quite a lot of work. I've actually done a video just recently about his work, so I thought I'd order this. It's a signed version of his, I think it came out in about 2008, CD Memory Crash. There he is there. Got another sort of a gatefold CD thing happening. Oh, there we go. So I haven't listened to that. I'll listen to that shortly. And it's got down here, who's he thanking? He'd like to thank his tolerant neighbours, probably because he plays all his music loud through the big Marshall amps there. And put up with all his practicing. So that was a good one to get. Cool that that's signed by Steve. Right, so I'll get into some of the records I've got. These are all piling up that I'm listening to. This one is My Morning Jacket. It's the name of the band, and this is part of their live series. They're releasing a lot of live albums. This is volume 3. Bonnaroo in 2004 returned to the Thunderdome. So if you don't know My Morning Jacket, it is an American rock band formed in Louisville, Kentucky in 1998. So this is basically a live album that captures one of their well-known performances at the Bonnaroo Music Festival in 2004. So they started to play, and then the dark clouds rolled in when the band took the stage, and they played for about 4 hours, and it just rained most of the time. So they're playing all their set. You can see down there all the water around all the electricals, probably not very safe. All the water there, and it's just pouring down on the crowd. But they pulled it off. They pulled off a really good, well-known performance there. So the music on here is very good for a live album. I've got a few more of their albums. But I saw this and I thought, oh yeah, that looks like a really good live album, that one. I'll get that because I don't have a lot of the songs that are on here. And I'll show you the vinyl for that. There we go. What do you call that? I think you call that Coke bottle clear. So it's a double LP set. I don't think it's got the full concert on it, but it's got a lot of the highlights. Must have the highlights on it. Right, so the next one I picked up is De La Soul is Dead. So this is the album from the American hip hop group, and they started in the late 80s. This is album number 2, released in 1991. So this is going into my 90s collection. So their first one was quite a bright album. This one is they seem just a bit more weary. Slightly darker album than the first one. It's got more sort of cynical songs. They talk about drug addiction in the song. My brother is a basshead. There's lots of little interludes like the first album in here. But they're playing off themselves quite a bit in here, especially when they're saying that De La Soul is dead. Like they're basically meaning the old De La Soul is dead. This is what we're going to be doing now. They're trying to move away from their previous sort of, they call it the Daisy Age, their breakthrough first album. Sophomore masterpiece. Yeah. So this has got that song Ring 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 Hey Hey Hey. What's the other big roller skating jam Saturdays? Yeah. Not over till the fat lady plays the demo. Here we go. Show you the vinyl for that. Go there. So they're reissuing a lot of the De La Soul catalogue. Previously, they were very expensive and very hard to get. Right, so next one is the Pixies, Bossa Nova. This is the only Pixies album I've got. Trying to get some more. So this is album number 3 from the American rock band the Pixies. This is a mobile Fidelity Sound 2008 version. So it's supposed to have much better sound. So I'd pick this up at a reasonable price. I always have a good look if there's any MoFi releases. I try to collect them, but they're usually very expensive. This one wasn't. So that was known to be not as alternative sounding as a lot of their other output. This is more rock. So yeah, Pixies Bossa Nova. So just listening to it a couple of times, there weren't any tracks that I knew previously. So I'm just going to play it, and I did like the first listen and then the second listen. It's starting to gel a bit. Next record is this is Robbie Robertson's first solo LP. Robbie Robertson is a Canadian rock musician. He brought this out in 1987, and this has got lots of contributions from famous musicians. He's got some of his fellow musicians from his own band called The Band, Rick Danko and Garth Hudson. So he contributed a lot to Bob Dylan and his music during the 1960s and the 1970s. He was the lead guitarist and songwriter for The Band, which worked a lot with Bob Dylan. And on a bit of a sadder note, he just died in August 9th this year. This is a really good album. I don't know why it isn't talked about more. It was a really good album, and it got a lot of critical praise when it came out, and then so that was it. It's got it's got Sweet Fire of Love, which was a duet between him and Bono from U2, backed by the U2 band, and in the song Testimony as well, the U2 band are the band for that song. So some of the criticism that might be leveled is when Bono sings on that song, it sounds like a U2 song. And when Peter Gabriel's on here as well, and the song that he does with Peter Gabriel sounds like a Peter Gabriel song. But if you like those artists, then why not listen to something with his vocals with someone you like doing the song as well? So the song Fallen Angel on here is about Robbie's former bandmate, Richard Manuel. He took his own life in 1986. And like I was saying, Peter Gabriel's on here as well, and Maria McKay, who's got a fabulous voice. If you ever look into her, she's got an amazing voice. She does that song, what is it? Show Me Heaven. So if you know that song, it's quite a popular song. I think it was on soundtrack for Days of Thunder from memory. But this album has just got full of great songs. Somewhere Down the Crazy River, I really like that. He's just talking about when he's in the South and someone just says, how do I go to here? And he says, I just go down the crazy river. Showdown at Big Sky is another song that's on here. All the songs are actually really good. All the deep tracks are good. Broken Arrow, that's been covered by quite a few different people. Hell's Half Acre, yeah. Give that a try if you like Peter Gabriel and 80s production and U2. You'll probably like this. And it's on Geffen Records. There you go. So another artist that called in a lot of heavy hitter musical talent for his solo album is Roy Orbison when he came out with this album, Mystery Girl. So this is actually his 22nd album by the American singer Roy Orbison, and it was his last album recorded in 1988, and he passed away a month later after doing this album. So I actually thought at the time, I do remember this album, and I did listen to parts of it, and I remember when he died, because he was in the Travelling Wilburys, and there was a whole sad thing about how his career was starting to go upwards again, and then he sadly died. I thought he was actually really old when he died, but he was relatively young. He only died at like 52, which is 2 years younger than me, which is scary. So another contributor on here is, of course, again, Bono and The Edge. So they updated his style of music and did the song She's a Mystery to Me. But that was produced by Bono as well. So this is produced by Jeff Lynne as well, T-Bone Burnett, Mike Campbell, who does Tom Petty's albums as well. And it's got some good songs on it. If you like his voice, one of the most celebrated voices in music. and he's just got a very sad way of just intoning how he sings, and which goes together with the sort of life he led. He just had a really bad run. So that's Roy Orbison, Mystery Girl. That's the last of the CDs. Just going to show you a couple more 90s things that I've got. I'm not sure if I've shown them before. This is Nirvana's Incesticide. So this is a compilation album put out by the American rock band Nirvana, and this was brought out with their blessing after, of course, Nirvana hit it big, and Sub Pop were looking through all the recordings they had of this band when they were on their label, and they sold a big chunk of them to Geffen for a big figure amount, and they put out this album. So it's got basically B-sides, demos, outtakes, cover versions. I really like Aneurysm. And of course, this has got Sliver on here. So some of this was already circulating amongst Nirvana fans, but in poor sounding bootlegs and things like that. So the band wanted to put out a good quality release, so they put out this. One of the stipulations that Kurt made was you have complete control over the album artwork. So this was released with the artwork he wanted in 1992. So just a collection of old and new material, including the 1990 non-album single I was telling you about, Sliver. Different versions of songs. It's got Dive, Stain, Being a Sun, Son of a Gun, Polly, a different version of Polly. Yeah. A good album in its own right. Yeah. Another 90s one. This was a massive one for me. I had this on cassette and I just played it over and over and over at the time. This is Bush, 16 Stone. And it's their first album, came out in 1994. Yeah. So I had to have this one because I don't have the cassette that I used to have. But yeah, this one was just, yeah, massive album at the time for me. I still like Everything Zen and Glycerine, and just like marked a period in my life just listening to that. Bush, 16 Stone, and I'll show you the vinyl for that. There you go. And lastly, I've been playing this a bit. Steve Vai's latest album, this 10th album, released last year. I did a video talking about him, this guitar here. So when I saw this and I saw the price for it, I thought, oh, that must be for the CD, because it was very cheap. And I thought, oh, it must be for the CD. But then I looked and it said vinyl, so I thought, all right, I'll try and get it for that price. And yeah, sure enough, it turned out. And you know, with the price of new records, this was way down for a brand new release. And it hasn't done anything cheap on here. I mean, he's got the best engineers doing the sound on here. Sounds fantastic. He really puts out a really good product. All the artwork for his releases are usually really good. If you want to check out a song, check out Teeth of the Hydra, and that's on YouTube. You can watch the video for that. Okay, so it's the album there. Sounds good. Right, so I've shown you all the things that I've picked up in the last wee while. Some I'm listening to, and some I just don't think I've had a chance to show you. I'm working on a few videos now. I'm working on maybe a ranking, maybe another artist video, and also my heavy metal video, which I'm hoping to put together soon. A bit excited about that, some of the things I want to show you. So thank you for watching that. That was just an update on things I may not have shown you, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So thank you for subscribing, and thank you for watching my video, and hopefully see you in the next one.